Hello there fellow NPCs, I am Scythe, and today we're getting back into Love Sucks, Night 1. We have just met the Cambion, Naomi was her name, right? And she gave us a little rune so that we are protected from Jan the vampire, and Anna, what's that her name? The succubus? I believe that those were their names. And now they are waiting for me because they wanted to have some fun. At least that is what they were implying. But we all know what is probably going to go down here. So let's see if they're gonna suck me dry or what. Let's go. Kurt waited with trepidation for the girls to show up at the quad. The sounds of groups laughing and having fun echoed around him. But the quad itself was quiet and deserted. If their plan was to isolate him, this would be the place to start. Were they actually planning to kill him? Naomi made a pretty convincing presentation, but a bit of doubt lingered in his mind. He believed they were monsters, but were they going to kill him? And a bigger question, could he actually stop them? Kurt saw the girls arriving down the street. It was quite the sight. Jan had chosen a very provocative outfit. Gone was the more conservative look she normally went for in school. And Anna was sporting a bunny outfit that looked like she could pop out of it at any moment. And judging by the smile on her face, she had no shame in it.
Hi!
Well, damn, yeah, that is overwhelming, to say the least.
Hey, killer.
Kurt stood there open mouthed as he looked at the smiling girls. He seemed to guess that would be his reaction. It was Anna who stepped forward first, winking at him as he showed off her costume.
So, what do you think, cutie?
Stop staring and say something! That's a very good Playboy bunny, very classy. Definitely have the casino look going. She is a succubus, so maybe she doesn't mind that. But she does have a bow tie, so maybe casino is better. As long as she doesn't say she's the Easter Bunny. Oh, I was actually going for... Anna blushed, embarrassment growing on her face. Jan sighed and rolled her eyes. It's from an anime thing. It's from an anime? I was going for Amy from Battle Bunnies. I told you nobody would get it. Kurt actually remembered seeing a few episodes of the show. It was quite old, but he didn't remember Amy being that revealing in her costume. Before he could say anything, Jan spoke up.
Tell me how great my costume is.
Oy, oy. Their voices is like syrup, manna, yeah, all over my ears. They are very seductive. Okay, this one should be easy. What beer bottle is that from? Sexy bar wench is always a good choice. I mean, we can insult them, I guess. Seriously? I'm a maid, not a barmaid, just a maid. And I worked hard on this costume. I suited myself. Sewed it. She's been working on it non-stop for 2 weeks. You can't see the detail I put into this. Really? And I seemed bashful and Jan seemed annoyed. But it only lasted for a moment before Jan nodded toward the library. Let's go. I want to take the haunted tour at the library. I hear they went all out this year. I wouldn't want to miss it. Anna perked up. Yeah, come on. Both of the girls started heading towards the library, and Kurt followed. Well, damn. In the days of running up to Halloween, the school hosted events on campus with the help of the various clubs. A few were a bit niche, like spooky poetry readings and the harvest contest, but 2 big ones were trick-or-treating with staff in the science building and a haunted tour of the library. The girls paused as they arrived at the sprawling library complex. I don't like that it continues to say library, because it's a difficult word for me to say, with a B and R, library. Go ahead in, Theo. We'll meet you in there. Yeah, we need a minute. We'll meet you by the lecture hall upstairs. Room 270. Okay. Kurt walked up the stone stairway to the library. As he turned to look for the girls, they were gone. Not creepy at all. Hello, Kurt. Dr. Blankenship. All these people and all the ladies in this game are quite provocative. She would not be allowed on school grounds if she was teaching. Not here in Sweden. Not like dressed like this. Dr. Blankenship was by the front desk, dressed in a very seductive witch costume. The black dress was laced up very tight, and the cut-off dress was far lower than one would expect of a teacher. If she moves wrong, the laces on that bodice? I don't know that word. Are going to snap. You know my nickname? Oh yes, I met your roommate today and he was a huge help with our final preparations. Great, Adam is lurking around here somewhere. While chatting, he told me that the whole situation, such a colorful story. It seems our class is the only one that calls you by your real name. Is that okay? I mean, if you don't like your nickname, I don't want to blurt it out. No, it's fine. I didn't expect to see you. I thought you'd be stuck at home studying, but here you are, in costume no less. Yes, and so, are you? Kurt found his eyes moving down and before he could stop himself. When it turned to her face, Dr. Blankenship had a sly grin as she chewed on her lip. Caught a peek, did we? Not used to me looking so, provocative. Is she actually a witch? No, not really. It's alright. The witches who used to live here were known to dress quite alluringly. They needed to be more one with themselves, to feel free. She winked. You know I'm all about historical accuracy. Yes. That's why you're dressed like this. This would have been considered conservative by their measures, but the other one I have would not have gone over well with administrators. Kurt looked like a deer in headlights, and she seemed to soak it up. So, have you come for my tour? Tour? Yes, every year myself and 4 other teachers do a walking tour of the library to teach about local history. And you know I love being a local history buff. The library can be The library can't be completely closed, so the quiet rooms in the basement are still open, but we have a couple of stations set up with spooky themes. Shame about Dr. Sobe, though. The biology teacher. What happened? Apparently he's in the hospital, some sort of anemia. They found him outside the emergency room doors and he has no idea how he got there. I'm glad it's okay, but he was going to run our Plague Doctor exhibit in 270. He worked so hard on it. That's where I'm meeting the girls. Is that why he's out of commission? Oh, great! So, here for the tour? I start mine in about 20 minutes. Actually, I need to go downstairs. I thought you weren't here for studying. Or were you studying in costume? I'm meeting some friends down there first, but I will definitely look into the tour. Definitely. Alright. Have fun and be safe. Safe. Right. Kurt started his trek toward 270. Legend had it that the architect of the Lakehart Memorial Library was a mad eccentric who had institutionalized shortly after the building's complete... Long sentence. Was a mad eccentric who had institutionalized shortly after the building's completion. It showed. The labyrinthine building seemed like it was made of an impossible geometry, like he had designed too many rooms and tried to cram them all into a space too small. Many of the rooms looked exactly the same, and even tricked you into wondering what floor you were on. Combined with a confusing layout, it was practically a freshman tradition to get lost somewhere in the library. As far as Kurt knew, there weren't any 70 rooms on the second floor. Finally, arriving at 270, he found the girls already waiting for him. They were standing so close together, if he didn't know them, he would have thought they were a couple having an intimate moment. Though there were many twists and turns, there was only one main entrance to the library. Did they beat him here? Did they pass him while he was talking to Dr. Blankenship?
So, we pulled some strings.
That was, unnecessarily sexy.
Since Professor Sobey isn't feeling well, we thought we'd borrow his room.
Tell me about it. And it's not voiced? Jan pulled out a key from her cleavage.
And have a private lesson in anatomy.
Kurt blanched. He didn't expect this all to fall apart so quickly. He turned to see if anyone was down the hall. No one was. That does sound great. But you know, you mentioned the door, and... As soon as he turned back, Anna was in front of him. She pushed her soft lips against his. In that instant, he felt a heaviness in his chest, but also an uneasy relaxation all over his body. He would have thought kissing her would be far more stimulating, but he felt all tension melt away. Her lips tasted like cinnamon. Her warm body, which felt so soft, squished against his. He was completely lost in Anna's eyes. It felt like he was staring into a cool blue oasis in the middle of a blistering desert. He didn't hear Jan unlock the door, or realize he was being pulled into the room. The dark room was covered in Halloween decorations. A skeleton stood in the corner with a doctor's costume. An anatomy dummy dressed up with its organs rearranged. The air smelled stale and felt heavier the further he stepped into the room, but all he could focus on was the blue in Anna's eyes. They kept moving into the room, and Kurt felt the back of his legs hit a table before Anna let up. His coat slipped from his shoulders. Anna broke the kiss just long enough for him to see Jan gently take it off behind him.
It's alright, cutie. We're gonna have a good time.
She seemed nervous, but her voice was calming. Jan tossed his coat on the side before running her hand slowly up and down his chest. She leaned in for a kiss before she spoke softly.
Yes, a good time.
Jan's arms linked around him from behind, wrapping him in a soft embrace. It was odd that her body was so cool in such a heated situation. Her hand swept over him, moving lower until she finally reached between his legs, rubbing gently. Well, most likely we're going to be seeing that, so I will be skipping this part, and I'll see you guys real soon. And we're back, and let's check out what the rune does, because I just got drained from blood and life force, so here we are. Oh, did it? Wait, what? That's the achievement. There, that should do it, whatever it is. So yeah, seems like it's we created a checkpoint in real time. And also, the girls didn't want to do it. They had to do it for the spell to work. And the reason it had to be me is because it had to be someone that they liked. Very cheesy. But it's a plot. Naomi sighed as she looked down to the rune, which slowly faded from Kurt's hand. She looked back to him. You're a good man, Kurt. She let go of his shoulder, which he just realized she was holding. Try not to... What? What's with the look? Are you seriously that worried about the rune not coming off? What's going on? Her expression dropped. You're about to go on a date with 2 women who want to kill you? I thought we went over this. Kurt looked around. He was back in the alleyway with Naomi, but he was just... She groaned as she started to flick through pages of her book. Tell me I read this wrong and it wiped your memory. Shouldn't be don't tell me? No, I already met up with the girls. We went over to the library. They cornered me and they... Kurt started blushing profusely before he reached up to feel his neck. Jan's teeth marks weren't there. They did what? I think they killed me already. Jan bit me and sucked out my blood while Anna sucked. Kurt turned bead red, but Naomi was trying to process what she was hearing. Wait. You died? And now you're... here? She returned to the book, flipping through it even more quickly. Are you sure it wasn't a premonition or a glimpse into the future? I never had one of those before, but it felt real. I remember the sensation when I touched the MacGuffin. It felt like my hand was like glass shattering. Naomi looked up from her book. Wait, they let you touch it? Yeah. She abruptly grabbed at his hand, the rune glowing again. Her eye darted over it, looking for something Kurt couldn't see. The energies of this rune, they're different. And the matrix design has been altered, but... She paused. The recipient will possess knowledge of future events after they come to pass. Her eye went wide as she returned to her book, turning pages even more frantically than before. She read over a few passages before looking up to Kurt slowly. So, you know that movie where the main character has to keep going through the same day over and over? The two of them paused, just staring at each other for a few moments. So I'm going to keep reliving this day. No, pretty sure it's just from when I activate the rune and I'm pretty sure... She looked back down at the book and read the next couple of passages several times. I can keep reactivating it to bring you back to a new point. Holy f... So you're saying I can keep dying? Only to the bearers of the MacGuffin. If you die another way, you die for real. Naomi suddenly slammed shut the book. So they killed you. That means I was right, and that means they have to be stopped. Wait, what? 2 minutes ago you were telling me that we didn't know what they were up to, and that I couldn't go after them on just assumptions. They killed you. Their intent is pretty clear, so go home and I'll handle this. Wait, I still might be able to save them. Very cute, Kurt, but it's a bit late for that. The connection. The reason it has to be me. They told me that it's because they like me. Naomi paused, staring at him incredulously. Like you? You know you said that out loud. Like you? What is this, 3rd grade? They killed you, dumbass. No, it's like they don't love me, but they have feelings for me. They were really heartbroken they had to do it, but whatever the reason they had, were stronger. I think I can use that to make them stop. Make them stop? Whee! With that? With what? A good dicking? What a curse word, Kurt. Interesting. I wonder what she said if the game actually blanked out the actual curse word. Do you hear yourself? They killed you! Is this a snuff fetish? You're putting your life on the line for them? And you? Are you still willing to die to stop them? Naomi was furious, but paused immediately. She clenched her fist. I just want to see everyone survive the night. Is that too much to ask? Fine. What's the current plan? I don't have a full one, but can I keep dying? Yeah, and you'll keep coming back to me. Are there any rules for keeping the space-time continuum intact? Well, my major isn't astrophysics, so I have no clue. But I'd say don't f up too much and don't create a time paradox. I'm not sure how you do it, but like, we're messing with heavy stuff. And I would say reactivate the rune so you actually remember that this is how the rune works now. So I don't have to explain it more times in the future. I try to do things the same way unless there's something I know I can change. Are you allowed to help me? I am trying to help you. Your hard-on is making it difficult. No, I mean, if they kill me and I come back to you with information, can you help me? That's very risky, Kurt. I can't get found out as a... hunter. As a what? Not sure what the word is supposed to be. What do you mean? It's Halloween. I'm assuming that getup isn't standard issue, right? Naomi's skull broke for a moment. She looked down. What's wrong with my outfit? You look like a fantasy character. If you approach someone looking like that last month, there'd be a problem, but it's Halloween. Nobody's going to know the difference. Fine. So what now? They brought me to 270 in the library. They let me go in first and then they snuck in somehow. Likely so they wouldn't be seen with you. So, can you bring attention to 270? Foil them somehow? Seal the door shut with magic? I don't know, something subtle? Naomi nodded as a smile crept up on her face. Yeah, I got something in mind. But I still need to examine the MacGuffin. Where is it? Jan pulled it out of her hair. That's weird, she must have a magic pocket. She probably doesn't have a good control of it. She's lucky she doesn't just drop the thing. Naomi nodded. I can probably get it with close contact. See? I think this is coming together quite well. And I think you're going to extreme lengths for two people who have proven they want to murder you. Well, you said I wouldn't accept don't stick my dick in crazy as advice. Naomi paused. When did I say that? Oh. Last time. Well, I was right. She pointed at Kurt. Down there. But I need that MacGuffin. Tonight. If it can manipulate time, I need to see how dangerous it is. And after I analyze it, I will decide what happens next. Deal. Kurt waited again for the girls. It was a bit creepy. The same people passed by in the same costumes, having the same conversation. It was a bit hard to grasp they had gone back in time. Kurt watched the girls arrive just as they had again. All smiles. It was very weird to be in their presence again.
Hi!
And this time around we know exactly what to say to them. And they're gonna fall in love with me even harder.
Hey, killer.
Anna once again stepped forward and winked, showing off her costume.
So, what do you think, cutie?
Kurt was about to respond, but a thought brought a smirk to his face. I got an idea. You remind me of that show Battle Bunnies. The girl, Amy. You mean? Jan sighed at Anna's obvious excitement. That's the anime thing, isn't it? Yes, it is! He said nobody would get it! Kurt turned to Jan and smiled.
Tell me how great my costume is.
Not a barmaid, right. And look at your maid costume. Such detail. Did you make this yourself? Wow! Thank you for noticing. Both of the girls shared a nervous glance at each other before smiling at Kurt. Let's go. I want to take the haunted tour at the library. I hear they went all out this year. I don't want to miss it. Anna perked up. Yeah, come on. Both of the girls started heading toward the oddly shaped building, and Kurt let himself have a grin before following. They arrived at the library, and once again the girls paused as they got closer. Go ahead in, Theo. We'll meet you in there. Yeah, we need a minute. We'll meet you by the lecture hall upstairs. Room 270. Not a problem. See you guys in there. Kurt walked up the stairs again and turned around to see them gone. He grinned as he started quickly toward the room. As Kurt entered, he was surprised to find Dr. Blankenship wasn't there. Oh. Where is she? She should have been here. He hoped she was okay. He followed the same path he did to get up to 270. There she is. As he arrived, he saw Dr. Blankenship inside, talking on her phone. Kurt cringed. Did Naomi put her in danger now? He moved into the room. Dr. Blankenship noticed him and told him with a finger to give her a moment. Yes, 270. It is everywhere inside the room. Alright, see you soon, thank you. She hung up. Hello, Theo. Fancy seeing you here. Yeah. What happened? Someone threw a stone through the window. Shameful, really. Normally people are so well behaved on Halloween. I hope nothing of Professor Sobis isn't ruined. Kurt looked around at all the glass all over the floor. Subtle. Right. You're alive, aren't you? Little bitch. So, you heard it from your tour then? Oh no, Naomi reported it to me. Naomi, huh? Dr. Blankenship pointed at and Kurt turned to see Naomi against the wall. She waved. Hey, Kurt. Oh, you know about his nickname too. I found that so interesting. I hate being the last to know things. At the moment the girls appeared at the doorway, both with a shocked look on their face. Dr. Blankenship! What are you doing here? Oh, hello, Jan. Anna, what brings you up here? They're with me, Dr. Blankenship. They invited me out. Oh, good of you girls to actually get him out of the book for once. And that's a lovely costume, Anna. Reminds me of a very old show called Battle Bunnies. Anne immediately blushed. But why are you all up here? Jan told me to meet up here. Jan? I thought this is where the tour started. No, that's downstairs, but I'll be out. Shoo, security is going to want to look over the place. Naomi moved quickly over to Kurt. You heard the lady. She started to push him out of the room towards the girls. She leaned in and whispered in his ear. I'm going for it. As they reached the doorway, Kurt felt one of his feet pulled out from under him. He tumbled forward. So simple. Kurt blushed heavily as she pulled his head out of Anna's bosom, who herself was blushing. I'm really sorry, Jeez, Kurt, you gotta be more nimble on your feet. Naomi had fallen into Jan and was already on her feet, manhandling Jan to try to get her up. You okay? As Naomi asked, she hit Jan's back with her hand, perhaps a bit too hard. As she pulled her hand away, Kurt saw the MacGuffin's necklace hanging out of her closed fist. Yeah, I'm fine. Jan seemed quite miffed examining her outfit. Kurt helped the blushing Anna up. Is everything alright? Everything is fine, Doctor. We just fell. Dr. Blankenship just shook her head. Crazy co-eds. Well, I have to remain here and skip my next tour. I want to make sure everything of Sobis is here. I'll be giving another tour tomorrow, though. Make sure to come. In fact, extra points if you do. That means Kurt is going for sure. Kurt? Who's Kurt? Oh, Theo is Kurt. I thought Theo was... Theo. Oh no, Kurt is his nickname. It's a delightful little tale. Kurt blushed. It's, my roommate gave me it as a nickname. Now shoo, you're all in costume. I'm sure you have fun things you wish to do. All kinds of things. I'm going to head off. I'll see you guys. See you later, Naomi. Probably sooner than you think. The three wander their way through the library, headed toward the stairs. Jan and Anna looked very nervous and deeply conflicted. They shared glances at each other, but they didn't really say anything. Hey, Theo, I mean Kurt. Since this place is out of the question, what if we took you back to our place and you know... She winked. Jan nodded as a smile crept up onto her face. Yeah, come on, Kurt. How about we take you back to our place? Kurt blushed at the prospect. Even though he knew it would lead to his death, he couldn't deny the temptation. We can get to that, but I'd really like to go out with you two and see some of the sights. All of Crescent Valley is celebrating Halloween. There's trick-or-treating with the staff at the science building, and of course the carnival. Why don't we visit one of those? Jan seemed perturbed, but then a smile formed on her face. Oh, what's going on here? She is reaching for both of us. She wandered behind Anna, putting her head on her shoulder. Anna glanced back at her. There are so many other fun things to see and do back at our apartment. Jan put her hands on Anna's hips, and Anna's face withered into nervousness. All the fun bends to travel around on. Jan's hands slowly moved upward along Anna's hips, along the curve of her hourglass figure. All the fun things to play with. Pwee! Jan abruptly grabbed Anna's chest, her hand squeezing her ample bosom. Anna squeaked in response. And not to mention the fun is right in town. Jan slipped her hand from Anna's hip, rubbing at Anna's midriff before moving between her thighs. Oh, it was a switch. Yeah, okay, I see. Oh, it was Anna's switch that was turned on. I see. Now look at her eyes there. And all you have to do is let the word yes go from your lips to her. Whee! Look at that! Anna suddenly turned and locked lips with Jan, pushing her back against the wall. She passionately drove her face into hers, and Vampire's eyes going wide with shock. Jan struggled to get Anna off her as the succubus locked her arms around her. Anna, hey! Jan's eyes darted between her friends and Kurt. wait a minute! That's cute. That's actually cute. Stupid and cute. Wash the door for us, would you? Sure. Kurt couldn't help but smile as the pair ducked into the study room next to them, the continuing sounds of struggling coming from inside.
Damn horny monsters.
Damn right. Kurt jumped at the sound of Naomi behind and found her not a step away from him. You have to sneak up on people like that? Yeah, it's my job. She nodded over to the room. Not going to peek? They're having a private conversation. Anna got too riled up. Conversation. Of course. Oh, Naomi pulled out a small piece of paper as she walked to the wall and then slapped it onto it. What are they called? Fanu or something like that? You can buy them in Pathfinder. These prayer scrolls don't work that well at this longitude, but she walked back over to Kurt. Can I see your hand? Kurt looked perplexed, but offered it to her. Though this rune is complex, its premise is a connection rune, which means that I should be able to share some things. She pressed her finger to the rune. Whee! To Kurt's great surprise, the wall disappeared and they showed him the girls beyond it. Anna was sitting up on a table, her wings and horns out, her tail loosely wrapped around Jan's waist as the vampire leaned over her. The bottom of Anna's suit was pushed to the side and Jan's fingers were rapidly plunging into Anna's body. Anna squirmed and writhed in sheer sexual bliss. You can see through walls? Sometimes, if you quiet down, we'll get audio. And if I get audio, I'm gonna have to duck out because YouTube doesn't allow that sort of thing. So I'll see you real soon again. And we're back! And it turns out that they are gonna try to do the ritual again over at the science lab. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna find a good place to stop for today. But until then, let's continue. The wall reappears as Naomi let go of his hand. Kurt looked over to her, mouth agape. Naomi went over and ripped a now blank piece of paper off the wall. She noticed Kurt staring at her. Calm down, I'm gonna have plenty more chances. They're gonna know something's up if you have already pitched a tent. I think a campsite might have been pitched. I saw through a wall? Now what? Oh, see that? It does an arrow, which means we are ignoring all the fun stuff to talk about and just continue the story. So, I think a campsite might have been pitched. It's kind of you to inform about the state of your erection. Please keep all future updates to yourself. I just saw through a wall. Yeah, you did. Was it everything you dreamed of? Not gonna lie, it kinda was. Naomi held up the MacGuffin. Tell Jan she dropped this and give it back. I got all I need out of it. They activated it and shit is a lot more complicated than previously expected. But there still is some good news. There's a lot to explain, but let's just say you have to survive until midnight. After that, they lose their chance and we'll have to try again tomorrow. Meet me at the quad afterwards. Kurt took it. I got the full aura matrix mapped. Had to do a lot of research now. But they put themselves in one hell of a shitstorm. What did they do to it? Remember when I told you it doesn't do much unless they combine it with something else? Well, they combined it with something else. There's at least 2 other parts in there. Ooh. I said most magical trinkets can be used for a variety of spells. That might be true for any one of these parts. But all of them put together? Make no mistake, this thing is for blood magic. That's bad. Yeah, gets worse. If it's not with the ones who activated it at midnight, the ritual gets disrupted. Kurt looked down at the necklace in his hand and then back up to Naomi. Isn't that a good thing? Blood rituals either have to be neutralized or completed. You know those fantasy stories where a ritual goes wrong and it's total chaos? This is one of those. What will happen? I still have to do the math. There's a lot of variables with this new piece. It could enrage all monsters nearby, and there's quite a lot of peaceful ones in Crescent Valley who probably don't want to eat their neighbors. It might even just explode, or worse, erupt in a magical explosion. A magical explosion? It's like a normal explosion, except it's purple and there's glitter. But it's capable of ripping open a ley line, like the one the whole damn town's built on. That's a real bad one. They don't really know what they've done. Kurt looked at the necklace in his hand. This thing could do all that? Got my partner looking in on it. This necklace add-on looks really similar to the MacGuffin. Partner? Yeah, what about it? I don't know, you always act so, alone. Yes, I have a partner. She's not exactly the field agent type. She helps me with a lot of the research. So if I survive the night, we're good? You wish? This is gonna take all weekend. But a word of advice. They're only going to play this chase of routine for so long. If they... like you, as you say, you might be able to exploit that. But if you want this whole romantic subplot to work, dating a monster is hard. They have needs and they can't keep it a secret forever. The sooner you get them to show their true nature, the more they'll actually open up. Punch time. You ready? Yeah. Naomi reached out and touched his hand and took a breath. Punch. Oh, punch time. Gotcha. And now we have a new checkpoint. Anyway, good luck. I'll be watching. Kurt heard the click of the door open and glanced over at the girls exiting. He looked back over to where Naomi was standing and she was gone. Yeah, Anna is calmed down to say the least here. Jan was all smiles as she wandered back. Anna looked very happy. So we were thinking of heading to the science building or for trick or treat with staff. And I'll go over there with you. I'll be there soon. I forgot something back at her apartment. Jan looked over at her partner, whose eyelids were heavy as she gently stroked her at her lips like she was in a daze. She elbowed her and Anna snapped to attention. Right, of course. Kurt nodded and held up the MacGuffin. Oh, Jan, you dropped this before you went in there. Both of their eyes went wide with shock. Thank you. She took it. It's still looking shocked. Thanks. See you guys over there.
Hello, my honeys. It's the siren you're dying for. Cherry Bomb. Only on Crescent Valley Student Radio.
And that is where I cut off for today's episode. Whew! That was an hour-long recording. God damn, that's a lot of sex. But yeah, we are trying to survive yet another time. We're going to survive the science building, and they're trying to drink my blood and my life force and all that jazz. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Joseph for donating directly to my Ko-fi page. If you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one, and remember, just because you're not the main character, it does not mean you're not important. Goodbye everyone.